Hey Ratbags, it's Jade. Did you know there are currently 6 accessories or trinkets in the current PTB for Super Duper update? And there's also 2 brand new ones hidden in the game files. So I'm going to show you all 8 of them today and maybe talk about chances of the other 2 coming. But they're very powerful. One's a speed droplet and another one's a great addition for explosions when you perfect block. And of course, proper legit guides at the moment on how to get the other 6. So do leave a like, as always, the home of grounded guides, gameplay and news. Go and check out the rest of my super duper guides, and let's go. Sticky Fingers, a sticky pair of gloves that lets you steal pieces of insects as you attack them. So this goes very well with the brand new mutation that also does the same job. Rascal Rogue is its name. I've already shown you guys how to get it. You have to collect all the statues, 7 of them scattered around inside the laboratories to get the max level. But of course you can get phase 1 at just picking up the first statue and phase 2 at picking up 4. So that will stack. You basically will have even more chance to go ahead and get that buff. Go and check out my mutations video for more details on that. But yeah, sticking to this, the Sticky Fingers, you're going to need to take a tier 3 arrow and blow up the gum that's inside the toolbox, and you'll go ahead and find the trinket. It's a guaranteed drop, this one, so it'll always drop from that gum. And then of course you can duplicate it if you've got friends or you want to make sure you've got more than one. So this is going to work very well with something else new. When you rub stuffed creatures from now on, you get a buff that will give you a chance of getting more rare pieces. And again, there is another mutation with this. So it's definitely worth equipping both of them or both sets if you can, in a way. More chance of getting items while fighting creatures with a melee weapon, and then you've got more chance of getting rare drops also. Fancy Fletching, a mysterious feather that makes shooting arrows significantly less exhausting. So obviously, just as simple as it sounds, you won't use up as much stamina while you have this on. But get ready for pain though, as it's only a 2% chance of dropping when you go and harvest crow feathers, so that's how you get it. Subjects to change, but that's how I believe it's done now. Again, thanks to hacking some of the files from Old Spicy. The shield solidifier, an impossibly strong layer of fibre that can reinforce a shield to be nearly unbreakable. So this is in the brand new wasp area. You have to activate the entranceway to be burst open by wasps. So you need to destroy at least 1, possibly 2 of the nests that are floating around near either the toolbox or the back of the Java-matic. And I'm sure it's in other locations as well. And it will release the wasps. Be warned, it makes the game harder, just like plug in the haze, unleashes more of the infected. Now you can see all the wasps everywhere. So dash inside and look for a wormhole rocket container. You'll find it about midway up on top of the discs as you're trying to clamber up to where the hive is, and you're not looking obviously for the sail pieces here, but at the back you'll find the shield solidifier. And it's as simple as it sounds. Your shield won't need to be repaired as much, it's not going to lose as much durability through attacks. So if you're someone that blocks a lot with your shield, then yeah, it might be a good idea to start using this. So this was actually in the 1.0 update, but it wasn't quite ready. There were some issues with it by the looks of things, hence why it was never released properly, but we did find it in certain things spawning stuff in. You can see there I'm blocking and blocking, and it's also giving you more blocking as well. So really good. If you're not good at perfect blocking, then this might be a combination for you. Extremely close to obviously the shield solidifier, you'll find a Black Widow spawn. Not just the milk molar that it's guarding, it's also guarding a Widow trinket. So you'll notice there's a special tier 3 egg sac here as well, web sac. So this is where you find the Spidey trinket. So just like spider genes, instead of a normal spiderling being summoned, it will be now a Black Widow spiderling doing increased poison damage. And yeah, it does stack with spider genes as well, so you can have 2 versions of the spiderlings coming out and spawning at the same time. It does about 2 or 3 attacks before maybe eventually disappearing, and a pretty effective ones at that. That has got a 100% chance of spawning in the egg sacs according to the files, but obviously only that one. Does seem quite weighted in this area, 3 different trinkets. So obviously the 2 we've just seen, and the third one is an actual badge. Health and Safety Officer, this has got lifesteal on it, but it does also take out your life over time as well. So when you're in combat obviously and hitting creatures, you're going to get more life stolen. So it's going to be pretty good. Just make sure that you always remember to take it off as soon as combat is finished. And I'm guessing it stacks with all the other stuff as well, like the ladybug armor. So yeah, just remember to take it off and whack it back on before you get into big combat, and you're good. It should do quite a lot of damage. And obviously you find that on a skeleton inside the actual wasp nest itself, just next to where you summon the wasp. And so the last accessory trinket that you can now get in the game, and then we'll talk about the two that you can't currently, is of course the wasp trinket. You get it by killing the wasp, and it gives you a chance of your arrows not being consumed when you fire them. It's pretty glitchy at the moment. Instead of that actually happening, it seems to be duplicating arrows sometimes. So if you really want to, you could go ahead and see if it will work for you. I only had 5 on me, and then all of a sudden I had 10. And then eventually it did give me an extra arrow as well. So yeah, I'm sure it will be fixed, and you won't be able to do that forever, but give it a shot. Just keep firing arrows at the ground and see if you can get some more. It's not going to be easy to get though. You're going to have to, just like the mantis and the other bosses for their trinkets, keep killing the wasp as many times as possible to hopefully get the drop of it. Although it's worth pointing out now, if you use the brand new mutations like I told you guys earlier, the dissection one, which gives you more chance of getting rare drops, that will also work with trinkets. So definitely do that before you start farming some of these bosses to see if you can get the best drop. Couldn't see any stats for that one, but I'm sure it's probably just as high as or hard as it is for getting the one from the mantis or the broodmother. I've got to say, it's kind of weak sauce. I certainly wouldn't want to waste my time just to get an extra arrow back. Unless that's the whole point, and it's not a glitch that you actually duplicate in arrows, you are meant to just keep getting more. And maybe with a bit of abuse, I could see it being worth it. Okay, so that's the 6 that are currently in game that you can get. The 2 that you currently can't, or you know, there might be some secret behind it we haven't discovered, but it does look like they're not available, is the Volatile Fang, which you get from, we do believe, infected spiders killing them. Or maybe I think it will be added something like the tier 3 egg sac from the Black Widow, something maybe similar to where an infected wolf spider is. Not gonna lie, it's pretty damn sexy though. So blocking with a shield means that you'll pretty much release a explosion. So I know we've already got the one where you can punch and do explosive damage, but for players that still want a bit of security with a shield, this is great. And in fact, it's just perfect blocking. It doesn't even say to use the shield. So as long as you're good with any weapon, yeah, you've got a chance of doing more carnage. I got a feeling they'll probably add it in. They do this a lot with the PTB. They'll add stuff in halfway through, just keep things a bit fresh or check the response from stuff. So I'll let you guys know if it does get added in, obviously, with the full 1.20 update video. And the last one not currently in the game is the speed droplet. This is going to pretty much give you Natural Explorer and extend your sprint time. Reduce the cost of stamina while sprinting, and you'll go faster. So I can't imagine or where or how that might be implemented, but it surely can't be anywhere near the WASP box anymore. It's got to be somewhere else to keep it a bit more fresh or go and explore places. Let me know where you think that might be once they add it. We've checked, there is no spawn points for it at the moment. It's listed as 0. And again, if that gets added midway through, I'll let you guys know. So big shout out to Spicy once more for helping me data mine. He's an integral part of my grounded creation at the moment. That's what I aim to do, give you the most concise stuff I can, or just show you the stuff that's incoming at least. And yeah, it's looking good, some of these new mutations and obviously the new trinkets. Let me know though if some of you need adjusting. Last thing I did want to broach about, with the 1.0 update, they did have the shield solidifier, and obviously they had the up trinket, which ended up being basically the zipline sort of upgrade. But it did also have one for getting more spider webs, like web fiber. And that never actually got implemented into the game, I don't think. Or it's just so useless, no one ever talks about it. So maybe that will get revamped, or maybe that just got canned because it just did seem so pretty much pointless having. So I'm basically saying, you never know, they may decide against adding the speed droplet and obviously the spider fang. So don't count on it for sure, it might not come. And there we go, I'll see you right back for more guides for the grounded super duper update very soon. Bye bye.